Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are having an amazing start to your week. It is Monday evening, and I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas, amazing holiday, and I did. We all had a good time. I made primer for the first time. I was a little scared, but I guess I did it okay. But I hope you guys had a great holiday season. New Year's is coming up, so we're going to do like a New Year's look coming up this weekend, so I'm super excited to do that with you guys. But I wanted to jump on because all of us go through this. We have all these products that we get because we want to try. But then we have products that like linger in the background that are going to be like expiring at some point, and we don't want to waste them. So that's what this is about today for my foundation and my concealer. And it's stuff that I don't usually go for, but I want to use up and not waste them. So for foundations, I already primed my face. I just used, I think it was the e.l.f. Hydro Primer, nothing crazy. But these foundations, were the first foundations I got this year because I wanted to try them. This was at like Big Lots for $5, so I wanted to try it. It's the Covergirl Clean Sensitive Liquid Foundation in the color Medium Light. And then this one is the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Nourishing Foundation with coconut milk and aloe extract. I thought that sounded really good, especially for my dry skin, so that's why I purchased it. But the thing is I'm more of a full coverage person. This gives more of like a light, somewhat medium, not even coverage. So this one helps this one out. That's why I paired the two together, because I want to use them up, because I don't want them just to like expire on the shelf. That's terrible. So I'm going to play with these. And this is in the shade Fair, by the way. I do have the other one, the darker one, because I like to get two of the same kind just to see which one's closer. But I'm going to use this one today. So let's give this a try. This one, it says it's supposed to blur imperfections, even out skin tone, sheer buildable coverage, and instant and all-day hydration. That's why I got it, for the hydration factor, because my skin, especially wintertime, gets terribly dry and it gets chapped and red and sore. So I like when skincare is involved in makeup as well. It helps out a lot. So I did mix the two together, and I'm just going to use my EcoTools foundation brush. Dip in. I think I mixed a little too much of this stuff together, but that's okay. I'll just use it tomorrow. But see, now that I mix them together, it's more of a medium full coverage effect. If it was just the Covergirl Clean Fresh, it would have been like a light sheer coverage. And for me, I don't like that kind of coverage. I like a lot of coverage. Especially with my redness, I don't want that peeking through all day, especially if I want a nice eye look to go with, for the day. Gotta cover up this crappy redness. It's terrible. And it likes to peek through a lot of different foundations. So I had to play around, mix them up a little bit, try different things. So I'm super excited to try this with you guys. See if it, we use some products. What products have you bought like in the beginning of the year that you just threw to the back of the shelf? Let me know. These are definitely two of the products, and I do have a couple more that I've done the same thing to, and I'm like, why? Let me just mix them with other things to make them useful instead of just sitting there doing nothing and collecting dust, basically. So I'm just gonna build this coverage. I like this brush, by the way. I'm gonna talk about this brush for a second. I like this brush, but I don't love it. And the reason why I don't love it is because it's good at laying the product down onto the skin, but really buffing it in and smoothing it out completely, it's not its forte. I'd much rather be using my BH Cosmetics buffing brush. Love this brush. Or my Be Beauty foundation brush. This works amazing, but I need to wash them. So I'm like, let's just use this brush tonight so I can wash those babies tonight and have them ready to go for our New Year's Eve look. So I will be hopping on New Year's Eve to do a look with you guys. It'll be like a festive, bright color look. I'm super excited. Tonight we're just going to do some blues. I mean, it is still pretty and festive. If you want to like use blues on that day, it's really pretty. I did it for work this morning and it came out really, really nice, and I had a lot of compliments, so I wanted to jump on and show it to you. Now the palettes I'm using, that's another thing. You know how you buy palettes and they're like the Halloween collection or the Christmas collection, and then they just sit there till the next holiday? Same thing. I'm gonna bring those babies out and use them up because I know I'm just gonna keep purchasing more and more products throughout the year. Gotta get rid of somehow, huh? Trying to get my ear. Yeah, this is not, I mean, it's okay, but it's not the greatest at buffing it into the skin smoothly. And I'm just building the coverage as we speak. Looks like a lot, but it's really not as once I buff it into the skin. A lot of people just like the smallest amount of foundation and go with that because that can play a big factor on your skin, the coarseness, the texture. So less is better. But for me, I've like learned the perfect amount of foundation for my skin not to look textured. So you'll learn after a while playing around with makeup what is good and what's not for you. But I like can tell after I use the Beauty Blender if it's enough or not enough. So I'm just tapping it out with a dampened Beauty Blender. And then the only time I drag is down the neck. You don't drag on the face because you're just going to be moving product around. You want to tap it into the skin ever so gently. And I've been washing this like every day because I really enjoy using like 2 Beauty Blenders. There's 2 I like to use. And I have like new ones in my drawer, but I don't use them because I want to use these because they're so good. This one, I think they're both Real Techniques actually, yeah. This one is shaped like this though, where it has a half arch and then a full flat side on this side. And this one has this like pointy side, which is good for your under eye. And then this part is good for pushing into the skin. These 2 are like my go-tos. But I do want to start, you're supposed to change them out every 6 months. So it's about time for me to change it out in like a month. Because you don't want bacteria. Even though you wash them, there could be still bacteria lurking. And you don't want that. You don't want acne from it or bacterial acne. I've seen so many people with that and it's like not pleasantly looking. That's why you always make sure you wash your brushes. Very important. Very, very. To be honest with you, whenever I have, because I have quite a few brushes. I mean, I like better brushes. I have a lot of e.l.f. brushes, which are good, but I want to try like Morphe brushes. I've heard they're so good. And then I love my BH Cosmetics. They were only like $2 when they were on sale. So, you know, they don't have to be super expensive, but I do want to try, oh my gosh, what were they? The SLM Slimmest, something like that on Instagram. Her brushes look gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I do want to try them. It's just a little pricey right now. And with the holidays and everything else, it's a little much right now. So I'm not going to get them right now, obviously. All right, so that's it. I built it to where I need it. And as you can see, the coverage is not light anymore. It is pretty much medium full coverage on my face, which is good for me anyway. If you want a lighter coverage, go with this. Like, this is a really, really good product, you guys. That's why I don't know why I don't use it more, especially if you're looking for more of a natural look. If you're looking for a natural light, let's run out of the house with just foundation on, this is your go-to. Keeps you hydrated. I love that there's coconut milk in there and there's aloe extract to help soothe the skin. Very good product. So I don't know why you don't use it more. It's just like shoved in the back. So now concealers. Can you guess it? The Covergirl Clean Fresh Hydrating Concealers. Same reason that I don't use these as the foundation. Too light of coverage. So I am going to show you tonight them. I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted to jump on and do a quick look with you guys. The other one is this one, the Covergirl. Oh, Covergirl, wow. Covergirl Already Set Gorgeous. This will be my perfect match that I'm going to use. And then one of these I will use as my brightener. So let's get going. And that's another thing about this brush. Like, I do usually use my foundation brush to like contour, to blend concealer in. This isn't that great at it, so I don't use it after. I only use it for foundation, and that's it. Excuse me. Excuse me. We are almost done with 2020, you guys. Holy magic. What a rough year for a lot of us. Probably all of us, to be honest with you. And I am so glad it's over. And I just hope all good things are going to come for everybody because it's been such a hard year. People losing their jobs, people losing hours, not seeing their families, everything like that. It's just too hard. We need it to get better. We need it to get better, and I'm sick of wearing this darn mask. It messes up my makeup. It messes it up, y'all. Like, I can't stand it. And yes, I set my face with powder, and yes, I set my face with setting spray, but it still somewhat transfers, even though you do that. I mean, not nearly as much as if I didn't, but still. Okay. So that one was just a perfect match, just trying to cover up any more redness that I can. Usually I would go in with the concealer brush, but I didn't put that much down, so I'm not going to. Just going to go in right with my beauty blender, just to make sure it's all blended out. So yeah, I was asking, what products do you guys just have thrown in the back of your drawer? Or go check, see what you have. Things you bought from like 6 months ago that you're like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. I've done that before. I know a lot of girls that have done that before. They're like, oh yeah, I used to use this all the time and then I got new products. We all do it. So, but now it's time to use these babies up. I don't want them just like going to waste, you know? Okay. So as you can see, the reason I don't use this one is it's not a high enough coverage really for me either, but it'll do. It will do. So I think I'm going to use, am I going to use porcelain or fair? Porcelain. All right, so we're going to go with the Covergirl Clean Fresh Hydrating Concealer, and it is vegan, which is nice. Like, these have such great things, like the coconut milk, the aloe extract, they're vegan. It's a nice sheer coverage. So there are great qualities about it. It's just for me, I like more of like that full coverage, like I said. So that's the only reason I don't use this one that much. I like it, don't get me wrong. I don't hate it at all. And it blends very nicely, so it's not a problem that way. I just wish it was more buildable, I guess we can consider it as. Buildable? Maybe? I don't know. I'll show you. I mean, it's not terrible. I just don't, I go for a more thicker concealer that covers more. I know it looks like I put on, oops, I just dripped it on my table. It looks like I put on a lot, but it's really not that much, you guys. And I am going to use my eyeshadow primer today. I have chosen it. But this time I am going to go in with my concealer brush. And I'm just going to go in with, which one do I want to use? I'll just go in with my Real Techniques one. Just blend this baby out a little bit. See, as you can see, it's great at brightening. Like, look at that. It's beautiful. It's great brightener. It's just not good at covering my dark circles when I have super dark circles. But I mean, if I should start using it because it is a really nice brightness to it. It's even better than some of my other concealers, to be honest with you. Look at that. It's super bright. Love it. So if you're looking for a nice, lightweight, brightening concealer, pick out this one. It's hydrating. Just like the e.l.f. hydrating concealer, this one's going to help hydrate your skin throughout the day as well, which is good. Skincare and makeup is amazing. It's so helpful and such like an innovation. It's nice. Very nice. Okay, so I am just going to use my beauty blender. And then we will show you. I mean, look at that. Definitely really pretty. Love it. And it doesn't break. Like, I remember using this one for work quite a few times. And it doesn't separate throughout the day or anything. So I really like it. I just need to use it more. I need to start using it because I'm not hating it. I just haven't been using it. I've been using more of like the other Covergirl concealers, the True Cover, True Blend Cover, whatever it's called. And then the e.l.f. concealers. I love e.l.f. concealers. And then also, oh my goodness, what is that one? My Shape Tape. I love my Shape Tape. Oh my gosh, I love it. I mean, look how bright it made it. It's great. But look at, see, my redness really pokes out of it. It's the only reason, but not terrible. All right, for contouring, I'm just gonna go with these babies. I usually go with my foundation sticks, but I'm gonna go with these today. So I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Stick, cruelty-free, big plus for me. I love companies that are vegan and cruelty-free. I think it's amazing. And I got it in 2 different shades, a lighter shade, which is Oaks on You, and then the darker one, which is Call Me Maple. And I always put the lighter one down first. And you can start with the forehead if you want, whatever you want. I just make a line around where my hairline is. And then I go down towards the temple, and then around the cheekbone, into the hollow of the face. Perfect. And then jawbone. Or jawline, whatever you want to consider it. And then nose. You don't have to contour your nose. I don't contour my nose when I go to work because I'm going to wear a mask anyway. So what's the point of doing all that work for nothing? So I don't do that when I go to work, ever. All right, going to take the darker one, and I'm not going to do as much as I did with the lighter one. I'm just going to do little lines, little dots, or smudges in different spots, just to deepen it a little bit. Sorry, I was silent there for a second. I was concentrating because I have messed that up before. I'm going to use my Beauty brush. If I could find where the heck I put it. Oh, here we go. Believe Beauty brush. This is great. It's a foundation brush from Dollar General. I think they're like all $5 under or something like that. And this is a wonderful foundation brush as well as buffing things out. I love it. The bristles are so densely packed that they are great at blending this into the skin, around the skin, whatever you want it to do. I love it. They're just not, this has a lot of contouring product on it, so I don't want to use it to apply my actual foundation yet, till I clean it. For this part, I like to stipple it side to side. And it does look dark at first, but once you blend it, you'll be good. And I like a deep contour. You don't have to do so deep. You can always do lighter. Then I go towards the hairline. I know, controversy. Ooh. Everybody does their makeup different. I'm not telling you how to do it. Just showing you how I do it and how different products work. So that way you are informed of different products out there. I mean, these do a really, really good job, like, as a bronzing agent. I mean, they're technically not a contour because they're so warm, but I consider it contour. Shh. Yeah, I just pretend it's my contour, and then I use bronzer after. Who needs to know? Nobody but me. Okay. Oh, if you guys are on Influencer, let me tell you, I have been on that app for a long, long time now. And I used to do reviews every day on that app. And I love doing that. Like, I love doing reviews, obviously. I did this, you know, YouTube channel to do reviews and stuff and tutorials because I have a passion for skincare and makeup. So I've done it, and they say you can, you know, be picked for a Vox box. So I got several surveys in my email. I was so excited. I'm like, ooh, I'll probably get picked for at least one. Have never gotten picked for one. So then I actually commented on the influencer site when everyone's commenting, ooh, I got my Vox box. So I actually commented saying, you know, I feel really disheartened. I would love to get a Vox box to try products out. I've been reviewing every day, and I just want to be a part of this wonderful community. Okay? And I've been active, you know, commenting on other people's reviews, liking their reviews. You can't follow more than a certain amount of people now, which I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because I like to have new followers and stuff. But besides the point. So then I got an email saying I got a Vox box, and I'm like, ooh, woo, I'm so excited, my first one, which is weird that it came after I did that comment on that, you know, that website. But I'll take it as it is because I want to try, I love trying new products. And I got the Physicians Formula. I just got it in the mail today. I haven't even opened it, but I know what it is because they tell you in the email. The Physicians Formula Vox Box. So I was super excited. I'm like, ooh, because all the other Vox boxes I've seen other people open, they get all these new products, like tons of products they can try. So I was like, ooh, it was a pretty pink box I got in the mail. I'm like so excited to open it. And I did not open it yet, but I did read another email that came when it got delivered. It's one item, like one item with a couple things attached to it. Like, I'm still grateful, don't get me wrong. But like, some people got the Tom Ford Vox box and it had so many nice products. The one I really wanted was the Strivectin and the Laura Mercier Vox boxes. Those looked really, really nice and they got tons of product. Not that I'm complaining, please don't think that. It's just, how do people really get chosen? Do you have, like, I don't have a high impact score because I don't know everybody's email. Like, I don't know. I invite them when I can, but not everybody has the time to do it. So, sorry, I had to vent for a minute, you guys, because I still do reviews and stuff. I really love being on that website because I love Super Great too. I do Super Great and then Influencer and then Prism Pop. And I love them all for their different ways. But Influencer sometimes gets me so disheartened. I wish they would pick not the same person every time. Like, I see people get one right after the other after the other. What about the other people? What about people like me who, like, have been trying so hard and, you know, what about the others? That's all I'm saying. Because Super Great makes it so, like, fair where you can, what's it called? Get it with super coins, which is really nice. I love Influencer. Like I said, please don't take that the wrong way. It's just, I wish others that don't have all these email addresses to give up to get friends on there, get a fair chance as well. You know, I think everybody deserves a chance at reviewing products. Everybody deserves that fun chance. You know, not the same person over and over and over. But besides my little rant, I will be doing that Vox box opening with you guys tomorrow. So join me tomorrow. All right, so I'm just tapping the place where I contoured with my dampened beauty blender because I just want to make sure it's all, look at how pretty. Like a natural tan effect, isn't it? Love it. But yeah, so please don't think I just have to say this 10 times because people take it always the wrong way. I love Influencer, I love Prism Pop, and I love Super Great. So please don't take what I said about Influencer in a bad way. It's just I wish it had more opportunity for people that don't get Vox boxes. That's all I'm saying. That's it. All right, so let's set the face. I'm going to be using, I used to use this constantly. I love it. I don't hate this product whatsoever. I actually love it very much. But I've been so into my loose setting powders that I haven't been using this much. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Translucent Setting Powder. I absolutely adore this setting powder. It comes in other shades as well, like light, medium, light, all that stuff. But this is what it looks like. It's a little dirty because I've been using it before a lot. It comes with a little mirror and a little poof pad, but I threw that out because I use my brush. And I'm going to come in with my pretty brush. Look how pretty it is. I'm going to see if this brush works for this, but since it's a, oh, I should. I have to clean my other one too. Actually, let me just use that one because I have to clean it tonight anyway. My Moda brush. I love this Moda. And these, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. The packed, not the loose setting powders, the packed powders. I don't know what they're called right now. I can't even think. Oh my gosh. They are more forgiving than the loose setting powders because when you put your brush in the loose setting powders, you get tons and tons of product on there. But with these, you don't get as much. So it's a little more forgiving and I think better for beginners to use these setting powders rather than like the Coty Airspun or the other, you know, loose setting powders. I love Coty Airspun. That is my go-to every day, pretty much. but this one's a really nice setting powder. It does make your face more matte, and it does help blur out pores and imperfections. And I just love it. Definitely a great setting powder. Sorry about the revving motor. My neighbor is obnoxious. He's always tinkering with cars at all hours of the night. And it drives me crazy. All right, come back for part 2. We're gonna be playing with some palettes. We're gonna be playing with this. We're gonna be playing with this and this beautiful thing I got for Christmas. All right, I'll see you soon. Come back for part 2.